Hi everyone, welcome to the Lotus Sanctum. My name is Chris, and so what I wanted to talk about today was the ebbs of the flow and this downward little feeling that once you've done the job, done the momentum, done the fulfilled the inspiration, you get into the state of now what? And so from this now what, anything and everything can be created, can be birthed, a new form of inspiration is to be had. And so what is this new information or inspiration coming through? I'm not sure if the wind is blocking the audio. Sorry about that. And so what wants to come through? Something new, something more does come through. And in the meantime, it's giving yourself the space in the environment to actually settle down, to move, to take a rest and ease as your body and your mind wants to. And so that means doing less work, not being so inspired to do any work, watching a little show, sitting out in nature, listening to the birds, whatever it is that you're called to do, or do nothing. Even in that, it gives us the space to pick up momentum again. And even then, it's an opportunity for you to get creative, for life to inspire you, for certain dreams and visions that you have to bring you back to life, and to learn how to move through and with it. And so what will it take for you to step into your reality, step into your movement, what will it take for you to get inspired? Is it the goal that you've set that you want to achieve? Or are you doing it because there is a certain experience that you've been wanting to have and you finally agreed to doing it? You finally agreed to doing whatever it takes for you to have it. And I know how those words sound. I get that it sounds a bit abrasive and just a get things done type of momentum, but with that, you welcome in this capacity to go through the shit, to go through the dirt, the mud, and see what can come to life, what wants to come to life. And from that, you give yourself the opportunity and the capacity to meet yourself in a way that you haven't seen before. And at the same time, you meet the very same self that you've already seen before. So what is it going to take for you to lean into that, into the flows, into the ebbs, and give yourself the opportunity to actually rest, take it easy, and be and connect with yourself? You may even wonder why you're doing half the things that you're doing, and then have to remind yourself that there was a certain experience that you wanted to have, and so that's why you're doing it. The experience that you may want to have, the vehicle that you think would get you to experience it, it may change throughout time. It may change, it may look different. And so, do you have the courage to actually lean into that? Do you have the courage to lean into the places where you are taken down and you are left in this limbo state and trying to figure out what to do, how to problem solve? Are you even going anywhere? Are you even moving? Are you being heard? Are you being received? And it's having the courage to actually move through it. Sometimes it's required for you to acknowledge that you are in this more calmer state, in this ebb of the flow, and allow yourself to experience the full spectrum of that. And during this time, you reflect on what you have learned, what you have picked up on, and is it still moving in the direction that you wanted to? And have you been able to keep your word with where you wanted to go? Have you been able to meet yourself? Thing is, you may have actually achieved the goal, but it still doesn't look accurate and you're still curious about it. So go for it. Try it out. See what else. Take this time of this ebb to be in this reflective state, to allow yourself to receive what you have created, to actually acknowledge what has been created, all the stories, the people, the experiences, the challenges, and sorry about my camera shaking, and also be able to meet yourself and say, okay, maybe I do want this. You know what, I actually do want it. Yeah, it seems like I'm not putting in the work here and I'm not showing up, but I actually want it. So it's getting yourself up and moving and starting up a new momentum, and also acknowledging and celebrating the things that you have achieved. In this reflective state, it also means to celebrate. It's the state and the experiencing of, it's like an ending, a closure to all the work that's been put in for you to get to that goal that you have intended and wanted it. Do you have the courage to see where you've been wanting to go and feeling the full intensity, as much as the quietness and the stillness and the space that is being held for this vision, for this experience? Are you also acknowledging the celebration that is wanting to be had of this success? Are you acknowledging the change that has taken place? Are you celebrating the change that has taken place? And even that, it's learning what to do in these ebbs. Sometimes it means celebration, sometimes it means rest, sometimes it means doing nothing, and sometimes it means moving on a slower pace. Sometimes it means, okay, now I can breathe and now I can feed myself. And other times it means I can do an activity. So whatever the case may be, it's needed. You do it throughout the journey, and you do it at the end once the journey is complete. And sometimes the full spectrum of the journey, it's not that it's complete in totality, but acknowledging the phase. It's like one checkpoint. Acknowledging the phase that you've reached and how to move through it. Acknowledging it and seeing, okay, where else? It gives you an opportunity to readjust, to recalibrate what is wanting to happen, and to lean into that. Lean into the way you experience yourself. Lean into the way you hold yourself. And lean into the way you meet yourself into the fullest space. There might be things that you do that you may have not done before, and that you may have not anticipated doing. See what that looks like. And get curious. Get curious about what it is that is showing through. Get curious about life. Get curious about yourself. Get curious about people around you, about nature around you. You're a creature at the end of the day. And so, being the animal that you are, sometimes you enjoy just taking that shower. And it gives you everything. It feels like the whole world is experienced in that shower. Enjoy it. Live it to the fullest. Experience the full intensity and spectrum of it. Even myself too. Today I completed a little instant project that just kicked in. For the past 2 days I've been working on it, and today I completed it before noon, and it just felt weird. It felt weird to be in that space, and I felt like I was, conquering the world and I was gonna get what I wanted, but I know there's truth to that. At the same time, there was still this feeling of, now what? I've completed the goal, I've completed the mission, I feel satisfied, I feel satiated, I feel like, oh, okay, I can continue to build off of this later on. And at the same time, I was like, now what? Now what do I want to do with my time? I'm not inspired. Like, there's things that I want to achieve and do, and I have plans, but at the same time, I'm in the state of not being inspired, and yet it's like my body, my mind wants to take it easy and do nothing, and to be okay with that. And it's challenging to be okay with not doing anything, and even to rest feels uneasy. Yeah, this is my living, but it still gets uneasy to rest sometimes. I'm just a person that loves to do work and constantly be in momentum, be in movement. So when I have nothing to do, I'm like, okay. So this is where I gotta get creative and do something. So I don't spiral. It's been a practice to learn how to not spiral. And it's also a practice to learn how to allow myself to rest. Definitely have some limiting beliefs around that and stories around what would happen if I rest. So it's something that's worth taking a look at, taking a look at to see what's making it a bit challenging for you to be able to rest, for you to allow yourself to go into this downward flow. What is wanting to be expressed and to be birthed from this space? Lean into that and see the type of life that can and will be created from this. And maybe right now I'm just getting a little hit that this place of rest, it's like, oh look, there is a project that I've been wanting to do. I can actually lean into that and do it. I don't have to get inspired, but I can put an intention into doing it. And with that getting done, now I can lean into other things and feel and go through the momentum and the movement of achieving this goal, achieving this experience. And so I could end up finishing up a previous project that I had started and wanted to complete, and or take up a project that I've already completed but just wasn't accurate and exactly what I wanted it to be. So let me redo it in a way that feels more in alignment. There's always places for me to see where I want to improve myself and how to make it happen. And then there's other times where those projects, I notice that I'm doing them because I think I should be doing them, rather than doing them because I want to, and that it turns me on to do it. It arouses me, it stimulates me. And the thing is, I want more of that. I want to do things that stimulate me, that activate me, that feels more in alignment for me, and it's what I want to put more into this earth, more into this body, into the self. And I feel like from that space I get to show up in a healthier way, and I get to show up in a healthier way, and I get to be present with the people around me, and that's something that inspires me. I want to still be a better person, and I want to continue to improve on myself. So taking this space of ebb and finding the beauty in that, oh my gosh, okay. And finding the beauty in that, finding the beauty and the subtleties and the aliveness that exists in the subtleties, right? It's not something like a big kaboom. It's not quite eventful. It's not as celebratory, but there is life in there. And bringing life to the places that seem inactive, there's a tenderness in that. It's like, that's how I want to be touched. That's how I want to be caressed and woken up to. And I feel like that little space is what also this earth wants, and what she wants to create, and what she wants to experience more of. This is just my perception. We've been in this place where we constantly want the big thing. And so that also means the big orgasms and the shiny things that just go wow. And so taking pleasure in even the subtleties, it feels nice. And finding subtleties in places that you didn't know that existed, it can be quite challenging, and it also can be quite beautiful, because it's an invitation to meeting yourself, which is always nice. It's always nice to meet yourself. It's always nice to meet the people around you, to be in life with them. And so this is an invitation for you to say hi to yourself in the most gentle and compassionate way and loving way, where the way I'm experiencing it right now, it's in the subtlety. There is love, and love can be loud, and at the same time, when you experience love in the subtle places, in the quiet places, oh my gosh, it just melts and it cleanses and it purifies. So enjoy that. I wish you guys all the best, and I'll speak to you soon.